Hello, hello. Good evening, everybody. I hope you have listened to my first lecture on leadership, wherein I have talked about happiness. And I have concluded that people are always clamoring for more and more. And when you detach from that and see that your happiness is not spoiled, but on hearing that, one of my students asked me, "Sir, you are your lecture is on leadership, but you are telling about happiness. So why?" So that I told him that I will do it at the very end of this lecture. So my ultimate aim is that you must see that wherever, as I told you, success is success, happiness is happiness. They are distinct processes, but at the same time, you see they are interconnected. This is where I see a common thing around famous leaders of India and world. So whoever they have told it for getting expertise in anything, if you're a best leader, then you have this important trait. A Kamraj, you know that is a black diamond. And this lonely figure with a lot of that is old age signs in the face. Mother Teresa has inspired almost everyone in the world. Mahatma Gandhi, I don't know whether he knows all the languages, but almost all the language peoples in India, they understood him. How they have become that? The answer lies in the way they performed every single task. So this is where I used to say that uh, we were on a strike, I think some 20, 30 years before. I was 40 years, almost 40 years, 35 years. There was a teacher struggle going on, and I was a first teacher. And there were so many things that new teachers would not join the ties strike. The government will stop. But I never bothered. People are there, and I just joined the crowd. It was very uh, enjoyable moments, but it had all the emotional disturbances. Some teachers were tortured, and some people were not joining the association, and they were simply eating, getting the salary, while the families of the teachers who have gone to jail, they were not having enough sufficient funds. The association tried to meet it out through borrowings and other things. I know it was hell of the process. But what it gave me as are that these are some of the ways to deal with when a stronger person is confronting you. So I learned a lot of lessons during the struggle. and we were arrested and put in Madurai jail. And a lot of things happened. We wanted to engage all the people inside. They were frustrated psychologically. Some were very old, pious, and a lot of people from different background, teachers from rural and urban areas. Almost 5,000 were put in a jail, and the letters were pouring in, and food habits were different. Anything, as teachers, we had some flexibility in the jail rules, and every day it was a great conference. Many people showed their talents to entertain the people inside. I too joined them. After the struggle and winning our partially, we were let out, and all of us came out. One of the leader, whom was doing all the affairs, I remember Dr. B. Parthasarathi, the principal of this Mannar Thirumalai Nayakar College. He was the leader. We relied because the Mutas leader at that time. And another person is Dr. Raju, physics professor from Vildhanagar College. So what happened is that the struggle was going on, and everything they were completely won up. And suddenly they received a letter that there is a contact class for the PGDCA examinations at Karakuri. I think it is in 1987. So the leader of the conference, Dr. Pasari, told that some 4 or 5 faculties are coming to Karakuri. Can you arrange a stay for them? Surely. Then my opposite house was not having anyone. So I got the permission from the owner and I gave it to them. Some 7 days there or 10 days they stayed there, finished the contact. To my astonishment, I found one of the participants as our own leader. And I asked him, how come you have the time for these things? Because there is struggle. Learning is learning. See, you should not be in only one field. You are capable of doing a lot of things. I was really wondering. At the same time, we had a refresher course for college teachers at Uti. When I went there, as a student, the present MP was taking class for 3 hours on the origin of the trade unions. What a wonderful lecture. So they were quite enlightening. So at that time, I asked him. Then he said, whatever you do it with happiness. This is the message I got. So when there is a will, there is always a way. And when you do it with will, do it with happiness, you will see this. Amazing things happen around you. So the leaders have got it. So they are great bombs in certain situations. But even at that time, they were doing it with happiness. I was really wondering that how did these people take it? They were constant learners. They are very happy with the children. So one of the things is that, see, when a child interact with the leaders, I found that they have become more children than the real children. Because their happiness they are retaining at every place. See, think of Nelson Mandela. He was inside the jail for more than 30 years, alone. That does not mar his happiness. From there, he was writing in the dark room. He was speaking to himself to entertain himself because we are in the Corona days. We are struggling how to how to keep us inside the house. Your wife may be cooking, cook. So she's trying to entertain you. Some they are dancing together. They cannot retain you as such. You know that you are not happy and they expect something. So you must go around, play tennis, shuttlecock, go to movies, chat with friends, live decks, walking, exercising, going to a gym, meetings. So we have a lot of habits, and those habits, when they are not fed, we are frustrated and we lose our happiness. So every moment is for enjoyment, happiness. So these leaders, they have the point that wherever you live, whether it is a repetition or in a deputation to an AC car or something like that, traveling through various resorts, even in some cases, when you stay in five-star hotels or something like that. So they never differentiate the environment. It's same for them. So that's why I told you that if you understand happiness, and if you are not losing your happiness anytime, irrespective of any, and there is an earthquake, 100 people have died. You are going there, people are crying, shouting, but you say, what who are there? What measures the people are doing? How can we assist? They be doing simultaneously. And after being worn out completely on the service and coming, taking a bath, and they'll be listening. That doesn't mean that they are enjoying the things that are around them. They are at it. They are humanly. They do all the things, but it is happening. So it's not our fault or something like that. Earthquake is nature's design. It is for some other purpose, not for destroying us. That region is prone to earthquake and you are building a house there. So it is our desires. It is our desires that are causing a disturbance in our life. And even that should be accepted. So I wish to say that acceptance of whatever the environment is, without affecting, with great interest, great motivation, as if that is an opportunity. When you fight it as if this is an opportunity given, and with interest, great interest, and you do that. There is a thing, an opponent is hitting. My friend wants me that he's jealous of me, and he wants me to die. So he is poisoning my coffee and he's killing. And I happen to see him mixing. But what the ruler says is that பெயக்கண்டும் நஞ்சுண்டு அமைவர் நயத்தக்க நாகரிகம் வேண்டுவர். You see the two the couplets, amazing things. He's a friend. He will be happy if you're dying. That means dying. The height of friendship, the height of living. And another thing, when there is a disturbance in your life, இடுக்கன் வருங்கால் நகுக. Just enjoy the disturbances. He's saying, someone is coming, taking your money. How can you laugh? But Valua says, these incidents don't take place for all the people. And you have an opportunity that a robber has come and taken all away things. And now you have to deal with it. So this is a great opportunity to move forward and to clear whatever it may be. And you enjoy that. If you do so, the next thing it won't be like that. Just think about it. So you are attracting positive things around yourselves, happiness around yourself, transforming the environment to happiness by your actions. So willfully doing things. You want to be a leader, just to become a leader, you don't be a leader. So you don't be a leader just to appease your work. So the ultimate height of leadership is that they do every act, irrespective of whether it is affecting them or not, with happiness. They do it with utmost devotion. So even when a lot of disturbances are there, and when things are not going in their own way, they smile. They don't lose their happiness. They have the powers to restore themselves. That gives them, that empowers them to transform the area where they are living. So look, when you think of Mahatma Gandhi, the 100 years before the plight of our country under a foreign regime, how he managed to do all these things, really wonderful. When we think of George Bernard Shaw, despite his failure in his family life, he was able to lead the people with the greater thoughts, lead the mankind, lead the mankind. Einstein. Albert Einstein has his science of E is equal to mc squared. That was made use of for destructive purposes, and he couldn't do anything. He was full of guiltiness that my science should not have come. But he traveled widely against the misuse of science. One of the greatest minds of our nation, Abraham Lincoln, his childhood things have never shattered him from dreaming. Ambedkar, one of the greatest personalities that people should remember in India. He was denied schooling by virtue of the caste he belonged. But he is a person who has got so many doctorates and the highest qualified politicians of India. Uncomparable. The author of Indian Constitution. A lot of things. There are great leaders. There were great leaders. They were feeding us, but irrespective of their environment, whoever they wanted to stop their progress, they could not do that because these people were doing every act willfully, with interest, retaining their inner happiness always with them. They did not lose any time, even a single second. They lived their life completely, fully. They were not speaking like us, whatever is occurring is the real world. No. They have a clear distinction between the occurring world and the real world. And they had a good knowledge about their own self, energy inside it. They could control their senses, brain, conscience. They were having a greater force discovered from their own self. That has thrown a lot of energy around themselves. எண்ணிய எண்ணி அங்கு எய்துவ எண்ணியவர் திண்ணியராக பெரிய. So these people were having greater thoughts. Their thoughts did not mar their happiness, and their thoughts were so intense towards goal setting, the set goal. And even if the goals are not reached, they don't bother. But their aim was very high. The aim for a greater things. And that is why they are leaders. So my sincere advice or whatever you think, my thoughts is that I want to share to all of you that do every act happily with intense thinking, concentrate, make a schedule, but on any account, do not tie with the outcome. That's what Bhagavad Gita says. Karmatil agarmam, agarmatil karmam. Binding with the results. The connectivity, as I told you in the beginning of the first lecture, that everything you are connected, and my happiness is connected to a string. That if conditional statements in computer programming, there are so many conditional statements that we are providing for happiness. So that will not allow us to fly, because you are playing with so many things, as the Bhagavan Ramakrishna Ramana told. Inside the train, you know, you don't want to reduce your life package on the head. Your luggage is still on your head. So like that, we are having a lot of things, and they are trying to fight, but they are good leader. Has a great distinction between his own self and the act. And you don't have any string of attachment to the act. And the results, whatever they think that is happening. Mahatma Gandhi dreamed of operating in India, and it happened. At that time, it's not at all an easy job, but the intense thinking has transformed the entire nation in favor of his thinking. But he is never attached, and he never went for any post or prime minister or president or something like that. But he was a spectator on all the transformations. So a leader must be such that. So one of the greatest leadership skills is that do every activity, do every purpose, make it a greater purpose by your intense concentration, and then detaching from the outcome and doing everything willfully, retaining the wonder in yourself. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Oh, the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. So that wonder is still there as long as we perish. We keep that childish wonder of Villa alive and mingle with nature and enjoy the ecstasy that is there. activity. That is you, and you are that. So you can become an ethereal system by enjoying the design of the world. You'll be a great leader. Enjoy. Thank you.